gonna say, oh, I'm
That's
here
great.
now.
That's great.
LeBron was just running through. He was running through them. He was running through the Pacers.
Because KD, look, you gotta understand. They needed KD. They wouldn't make the playoffs.
And always, like and subscribe, man. The Ultimate Trio.
Hit that like button. Let's put this up.
All right, what's up, guys? This is the Ultimate Trio Sports Podcast. We're gonna come at you with the hottest takes. You know, my name is Anthony. Tell you a little bit about ourselves before we get started with the questions. From New York. My only team that I like from New York, only team you really can like from New York, is the Yankees. They're doing amazing this year. I hope they keep it up, right? And then other than that, comes to football, I like the Patriots for a while, thanks to my dad. But I don't like the Patriots no more because when Brady left, I left. I say it proud. That's why I'm repping right here. That's what we're doing right now. And for basketball, I used to like Dwayne Wade. He's my favorite player all the time. And so, but he retired, so I haven't really picked another favorite player. I follow teams. I just analyze the sport because I like sports in general. And so that's what we're gonna do. That's it for me. For my introduction, let's see. Adonis, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Name Adonis. My favorite team in basketball is the Nets. I'm from New York. Born and raised. The Knicks. I don't like the Knicks as much, but football, I got into the Patriots because of Anthony. He put me onto Tom Brady, the GOAT. And then baseball, I already fall into it. I like the Yankees because I'm from New York. So, yeah, man. Rodwell.
All right, let's see, Rodwell. Let's see what you got.
Name's Rodwell. Man to my left, on my screen, my left is my brother Anthony. Born in New York, but this is when it kind of takes a left turn. I'm a Boston fan. Go Sox, you feel me? I'm also a Patriots fan. No matter if Tom Brady left or not, you know what I'm saying? Bill Belichick's the GOAT. Basketball, LeBron James is my GOAT. So I'll follow wherever he at, I'm at.
He's not the GOAT, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, well, stay tuned. You can see that episode. Just all about sports, man. I know every player and everything, and we can take this from basketball, baseball, football, soccer. We can go anywhere with it. I can hold my own. So yes, sir.
All right, man. So now that through with, let's get right into it. We're gonna start with our first segment. It's gonna be the worst takes we've ever heard, right? And we're just gonna go around, say what takes they are, see if we disagree, we agree. And for me, I'll go first. The worst take I've ever heard is about when KD joined the Warriors. Most people say that the Warriors went and ran to KD because they absolutely needed him in order to beat the Cavs. Like if they say, like if the Cavs would automatically beat them the next 2 years if they didn't get KD. Like it was set in stone. And I really disagree with that take. I think it's ridiculous. Because what proves that? Like what proves that? The year before the Cavs won, they lost. I know they were injured, but they lost. And in that year, the next year when they won, it took an all-time great performance and comeback for them to win in Game 7 on the road by 4 points. So I feel like at the end of the day, the Warriors, they got KD, but as a luxury, like to bully the Cavs. I don't feel like they really needed them. Who knows what would have happened? I'm not saying the Warriors would have won, but who knows what would have happened? What you think about that?
I think that's completely false. I think they would have had KD in Game 7, 2016. Let's say that they would have won because they needed a closer. They need that closer. And KD, who's guarding? No one's guarding a 7-foot person like a Curry. He's like a taller Curry. He could shoot anywhere. And if they had put KD in Game 7, they would have won, in my opinion. And then they needed KD for 17 because I think the Cavs would have repeated if they would have played the Warriors without KD. And so, that's my opinion. That's my opinion on that.
Wow. repeat back to back. I'm kind of in the middle here. I'm not gonna come out flat out saying that the Warriors felt like they needed KD to get over the Cavs, you know. But I do believe that the Cavs they were sort of kind of finding the recipe to beat Golden State. I think the 1-2 combo with LeBron KD or LeBron Kyrie, they was causing problems, and the Warriors couldn't. I mean, like I said, they were up 3-1. It did take, you know, a historical run to beat them, you know, but I think once Kyrie and LeBron once they found how to beat them, and they was doing it 3 games in a row, I don't know. It's kind of like, did they need them? Did they not? I don't think they did, because I think they would have made it to the finals with or without KD. You know, then obviously what happened to Klay Thompson happened, but I still think regardless if they got KD or not, they was going to go to the finals. And like Kyrie said on his podcast with Miami Athlete, he said they would have been, you know, 6, 7, 8 times playing them. And honestly, I don't see that ever being false, because there was no one stopping LeBron in the East. There was no one stopping Curry and Klay and all of them in the West.
Yeah, but it just don't make any sense to me. Like I've heard that, okay, you know, Kyrie and LeBron, maybe they found some type of formula, but it just, people say it like, you know, I understand, for instance, when the Bulls were beating, when the Pistons were beating MJ's Bulls, and they were beating them like 3 years straight, sweeping them in the playoffs. And so you tell me, okay, MJ needs a player like KD, all right, because, you know, he's getting bullied down there. He stands no chance. You know, they're not even close. All right, I get it. Even LeBron, when he went against the Pistons in his early years, you know, it's the same thing. You know, they were beating on LeBron, like, and it wasn't close. All right, we need help. I need help. But that wasn't the case with the Warriors. At best, all right, they had a good 3-game stretch, the Cavs, when they came back. They had a 3-game stretch. But, I mean, that was it. I mean, anybody in that position, they could. If you could get KD, all right, let's get it. We don't have to worry about LeBron. We don't care what he does. We're going to beat him. He go for 50. We still going to beat him.
Which happened.
No.
And so that's why I'm like, all right, if I could do that, if I can't do it as a team, I'm talking about as a team, the players, you know, it had to do with their competitiveness. But as a team, if I could tip the scale that much legally without cheating, I'll be like, all right, KD, come over here. We're going to bully LeBron. Okay, if we score 100, we're still going to put up 150, and he ain't going to be able to do nothing with us. That's why I go against y'all on that part, because, you know, there's just no proof of that. Like I'm not saying the Warriors, you know, are automatically going to win the next year, but the only thing that series guaranteed to me is that it's a toss-up. People make it seem like, oh, the Cavs figured it out. They're going to win the next 2-3 years. But I just don't see where that comes in.
I mean, you never know what could happen. You know, off-season pickup, you know, Cavs probably could have gotten one more guy or another. But like I said, I truly do believe if everybody stays put, that would have been KD, or it would have been Kyrie, LeBron versus MK Love, can't forget him, against Steph and his crew for the next 6-7 years. Because I just didn't see LeBron was running through the East, man. Like, you saw yourself, as soon as he left, then the Raptors came and, you know, blah, they did all their things, and Kawhi Leonard in the shot against Philly. And then, you know, KD tears his Achilles, so kind of a little bit of a KD's in Achilles, and Klay Thompson's in his ACL. Like, that was just devastating, and that was, in my opinion, a cakewalk. But like I said, as soon as he left, then, you know, the Raptors were finally able to do something, because LeBron was just running through. He was running through them. He was running through the Pacers. He was running through whoever was in the conference finals. It wasn't fair. The Celtics, you know what I mean? The Celtics kind of took him Game 7, Tatum's first year, I believe. But, you know, all prevailed and made it to the finals. But, yeah.
You got something else on this? Keep going all day.
Yeah, not because KD. Look, you gotta understand. They needed KD. They wouldn't make the playoffs, the finals, the year they played the Cavs, the first year, was for KD, because they was struggling against the Rockets. That Rockets series, they were struggling. I think went to Game 7, and they needed KD because James Harden, Chris Paul, And they were cooking them in that series. And then they barely just beat them because the Rockets couldn't just hit a three. That's first off. And then I come with the Cavs, Kyrie, K-Love, and LeBron. KD hit that shot, and JR or LeBron's face in that game 3 or game 4. Bang, KD. K doesn't hit that.
Game 3 and 4, he hit it in the same spot.
Yeah, he did.
And
But that's bullying. That's bullying, though. That is God. It was a bang game, and they were close, and they needed somebody to just come out of no.
Yeah,
KD was bullying them. When they came, the Warriors were bullying the Cavs. So that's different between somebody needed a necessity and a want, right? That's the difference. Like, I can have a car outside and get me to work. That's what I need. But a Lambo, it ain't what I need. I could want a Lambo, but that ain't what I need. They didn't need KD to get over. And Rondo brings up a point that that makes you think, about what I'm saying, because he's saying LeBron's dominating the East, and that's very true, right? But in order for this argument to work, the Cavs would have to have been dominating the Warriors, but they weren't dominating them. They weren't dominating them like they were dominating the East.
In one finals, they were dominating never.
So that's what I'm saying. They were not the Cavs were not dominating. The Warriors weren't dominating either. So that's why I feel like it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up go the way. Another thing, what do we know about? In that time you couldn't say this because we didn't know. But right now, what do we know about Kyrie Irving? Right, one of the most unreliable superstars we know. So who knows what happens with him? I don't like to play the if game, but what has he proven till now? He's not very reliable. So who knows if he's going to be reliable the next year, the following year? They lost
Kyrie plays,
and he thought he was better than LeBron. They lost him. Yeah, he thought he was better than LeBron. He said, I'm better. I got to do this somewhere else because I'm better than you. So, you also got that point.
When Kyrie plays, he's an all-star automatically. He's going to give you your 20, 25, your 30. You don't know he's going to give you a 40. Kyrie's just a bucket. I ain't gonna lie. He's a bucket. He could give you a win. He could give you a win in the finals.
He's a superstar talent. I don't know, and that's maybe another conversation, but I don't know of many players more skilled, just on skill.
Oh, yeah.
More skilled than him. But if he's not there, a lot of players have skill, but they don't have the heart.
For that man's size and ball handling that he has, and finishing, shooting,
crazy.
That dude's just got it all, man. It's ridiculous. But
But yeah, that's the first takes we try to take.
Number one in the Bucks, you know what I'm saying? Many more to come. Stay tuned.
Per usual, dominated this argument. They're trying to keep up, but it's all right. They're gonna have more chances. So the next question is gonna be, we got this question of switching over to the NFL now. The NFL season coming up now, and we got the question first. It's a 2-part question. First off, we got NFL team that didn't make the playoffs last year. Well, first we'll go with a team that made the playoffs last year that we feel won't make it this year. So we'll go with that first, and then we'll go with a team that didn't make it last year that we feel like will make it this year. So first off, in terms of, for a team that made it last year that we feel like won't make it this year, and I'll go first on this one as well. And I feel like it's the Chiefs. And people gonna say, "Oh, I'm a hater now."
That's crazy.
I'm a hater now. The biggest Chiefs hater now.
That's right. You are.
But no, like I said, nothing that I would say on this podcast is for clout. Hey, if it come, hey, I ain't gonna complain. But
he must not.
I speak from purely facts and the way that I interpret facts. Listen, if you look at the Chiefs, last year they did make it to the AFC Championship game. That's very true. But if you notice in the regular season, it looked like a lot of teams were figuring them out. They were struggling against teams that they shouldn't have struggled against. Like, for instance, the Giants. They struggled against the Giants.
Yeah, they did.
Field goal game, I think.
Yeah. They lost early on to the Bills. Obviously, the Bills are a good team, so that's understandable. But they were struggling against the Titans, and they lost against the Titans. The Titans were a 1 seed, but they ended up being frauds, and we saw that.
But they had Derrick Henry. They had Derrick Henry in that game.
Yeah. No. When they faced the Chiefs, they did, but in the playoffs, he was coming back. But I don't feel like anybody really thought the Titans were Titans were on the Chiefs level. I felt like the Chiefs should have beat them. And there were other games where the Chiefs struggled. So I feel like since that Bucs Super Bowl, the Bucs figured them out, and I feel like a lot of people saw the game plan to beat them. That's one thing. The next thing you can't deny is that they have a ridiculously tough schedule this year. They really have a tough schedule. I mean, they play against the Bengals, which we know Joe Burrow is Patrick Mahomes' daddy. Right? Beat them twice. Beat them twice last year. One at home, one on the road. Faces the Bucs. Faces a lot of really faces the Bills again. And that's outside of the division. I haven't even mentioned the division.
Yeah,
that division is incredibly tough, and this is a big part of my take. I feel like they won't win that division because the Broncos have all the teams got much better in the playoffs in the offseason, sorry, as opposed to the Chiefs. They did some moves through the draft, and that's true. But you can't tell me the Chiefs got better. So you can't tell me that the Chiefs got better this year.
Okay.
As opposed to Ron, you wanted to chime in?
I think their defense is gonna be worse. I think their defense is gonna be worse because they don't have Tyrann Mathieu.
So here's a Chiefs schedule. Week 1, they got Arizona. Week 2, they got Chargers. 3, they got the Colts. 4, they got Tampa. 5, they got the Raiders. 6, they got the Bills. 7, they have the 49ers. Week 8 is their bye. 9 is the Titans. 10 is the Jaguars. 11 is the Chargers again. 12 is the Rams. 13 is the Bengals. 14 is the Broncos. 15 Texans. 16 Seahawks. 17 Broncos. 18 Raiders.
Yeah, so from what I heard there, the easiest games obviously are Jaguars and Texans, but then after that, easiest games after that are Niners and Titans.
No, but that's the preseason. I'm gonna say you can throw in the Bears, but that's the preseason. Yeah, the Cardinals gonna give them issues. The Chargers offense is like that. The Colts, you never know what they look like with Matt Ryan behind the dish. Tampa is obviously gonna be Tampa. The Raiders offense is probably gonna look different with Devontae over there. The Bills obviously going to be the Bills. The 49ers, 49ers, I never can believe in the 49ers. They're always so wishy-washy. It's like one span of 4 games are good, and then the rest, they can't figure it out. The Titans, if Derrick can come back healthy, I'm pretty sure that's going to be an issue. The Jaguars, obviously, is going to be the Jaguars. Play the Chargers again. The Rams are going to kill them. The Bengals, Joe Burrow is going to do his damage. The Broncos, they got Russell Wilson behind the center, so you already know he's going to give his best effort. Texans, yeah, they got that one. Seahawks, they got that one. They play the Broncos again, and they play the Raiders again.
I mean, that's a really tough. I mean, that's a really tough thing. And this is where I hang my hat on from especially compared to last year, their schedule is much tougher, which you can't deny. That's a fact. And also, you can't tell me that the Chiefs are better this year than last year. I mean, anything can happen in sports.
Losing Tyreek Hill is a lot bigger than what they're portraying. Because I mean, who they got? Juju Smith-Schuster to replace him? Like
I actually like Sky Moore. I like Sky Moore. That rookie they picked up. I like him.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying they're gonna be a lottery team. That's what I'm saying.
If they make it, probably a wild card in first round exit.
Yeah, but I just don't see. I feel like there are a lot of other teams in better situations, and I'll get with that with my team that I'm picking to make it that didn't make it last year. But when it's those things, they didn't get better this offseason, and the difficulty of the schedule. I think that's just. It's just gonna be too much to overcome. If you're a Mahomes lover, Mahomes boy, and all of that, if you just being blind, all right. But I mean, I'm telling you facts. The schedule is just way too difficult, and I mean, I just see it very difficult for them to be able to get to the playoffs. They have a very difficult chance from the teams that made it last year. So what's on yours? Teams that made it last year, but won't make it this year. So.
Man, there's a couple on here that have a possibility because I want to say the Ravens are going to come back looking different. The Chargers, I feel like that was a slap in the face last year, with that whole tie situation with the Raiders and whatnot. The Colts, like I said, Matt Ryan can, you never know what Matt Ryan can do. I'm not a really big Matt Ryan believer, but I think him in a different environment. Let's see how that works. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, everybody else, I feel like won't make it. I don't think the Saints.
But who'd you choose? Who'd you choose from last year?
Yeah,
Who
who
you choosing from last year that made it that's not making it?
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. I just.
Oh man, we coming with the Cowboys out the gate. Oh man,
I'm going with the Cowboys only because I just don't feel like they're gonna be able to do anything. Ezekiel's getting old. He's getting to that that I think it's like what 2,500 carry mark or something like that. There's or yardage that the running backs hit that they become they start to wear down. Obviously, I think Ezekiel is getting to it. Now they do have the 20-pounder behind him who can do that, but the ego is going to come into effect. And he's not going to want to get off the field. And if they do that, he's going to be like, oh, well, I want out, blah, 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 this, that, and the third.
I kind of agree with you, and I kind of disagree with you. The only thing is that the Cowboys have such an easy schedule. So that's the only thing, and they have such an easy division. So that's the only thing that I could be like, you know what, they might still make it, but not because they're great. They just might make it. But the only thing that I might agree with you is that I feel like they got worse. I feel like they're a worse team than last year.
Losing Amari Cooper is gonna kill them, bro.
And not only that, they lost Amari Cooper and they lost Randy Gregory on the defensive line. So losing that, they definitely got worse. They did not get better, and I don't feel like they even stayed the same. I feel like they got worse. So yeah, just that's why I feel like okay, they could miss the playoffs. The only thing is that they do have an easy schedule, so they just might back their way in, even though they might not belong there, because they usually don't.
I mean, on the AFC side, I think I would agree with the Chiefs with you, because I feel like the Raiders will make it, the Bengals are going to make it, the Bills will. I'm very hopeful the Patriots will make it too. I think they'll be a wild card team.
It's because of Homer. It's because of home with the Patriots. The only thing
100%,
I'll say against the Patriots, the only thing I'll say for the Patriots, in favor of the Patriots, is that they do have if I'm not mistaken, a pretty favorable schedule. The schedule isn't that difficult, so that's why they might make.
Yeah, but I feel like we play in the best division.
Hey.
So when we gotta play those teams twice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think this whole division got better this offseason. The Jets got better with their draft and their free agency.
Yeah.
The Bills are obviously adding. They got Von Miller now, and they got a couple other acquisitions. The Dolphins, you see what they did this offseason. So it's gonna be a fight, but I think we come in second place. I think Bills got 1, Patriots 2, Dolphins 3, Jets. I don't think the Jets are there yet. I don't think Zach Wilson's there yet.
So you got anything you want to chime in with that, Adonis, or do you want to go with that take?
Now my take. I'm gonna go straight into my take. So it's Raul's favorite team. I don't think the Patriots making it. I counted their last 7 weeks. The last 7 weeks of the playoffs. Of the regular season. I believe they play the Cardinals, the Raiders, the Bengals, the Bills. I believe the Dolphins. And that division is tough. That's a tough division. I think the Jets got better. I like who they drafted and they picked up the Dolphins. They picked up Tyreek Hill. I think Tyreek Hill's gonna allow Tua to be a little bit better. I think he's gonna take some credit off his neck. Jalen Waddle, who Raul surprised me with. He's really good. He surprised me with that rookie season.
Shout out Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, rookie season surprised me. The Bills. I think the Bills are the favorites in my opinion. That's my opinion. I think they're the favorites. I feel like they're the best team in the AFC. So I don't think they're beating the the Bills twice. I don't think they're gonna split with the Dolphins. They always do that every year for some reason. And then I think they're gonna split with the Jets, in my opinion, because I think Zach Wilson.
The Jets?
Yes.
Dang! With the Jets? Oh my god!
I'm sorry, but that's definitely.
Oh my god!
No.
Well, let's go on to the next part of the question. because we're running short on time here. But let's go into the next question, or to the next part of the question, which is a team now that didn't make it last year, and that we feel will make it this year. And so for me, I feel like it's the Dolphins, because last year if I'm not mistaken, they ended the season. They went on like a 6 or 7 game winning streak. To end the season, it wasn't enough to get
They
in.
lost the first 8, they won their second 8.
Yeah, I think they were. I think they were
Yeah,
90.
so that definitely hurt them. But also that's one thing that they ended last year on a high note. And I mean, also obviously I feel like they got better. They got a lot quality good running backs, and obviously they got Tyreek Hill. They have a decent defense, and honestly, I don't get all the Tua hate. I'm not saying he's gonna be Aaron Rodgers, but I feel like with that roster, I mean, you gotta be real bad, to not do okay with it. I feel like he can do at least okay. He's a little bit mobile. He doesn't have to throw home runs all the time like Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
There will be a lot of easy passes. He has enough talent to carry him, to a playoff spot. And I think that they have a pretty decent schedule. Outside of the division, they play the Vikings, the Steelers, the Lions, the Bears, the Browns. We don't know if Watson's going to be there or not. From latest reports, it looks like
They
not
still
gonna be
got
the whole year.
Baker. They still got
I
Baker.
doubt he's getting.
Hold on to Baker Mayfield.
Baker definitely don't want to be there. We got the Texans, the Niners. These are all winnable games. I'm saying going to win all of them, but they're winnable games. So I feel like, and then they have the Jets twice. So at least I feel like they could beat the Jets at least once. So between that, I feel like the Dolphins have the best chance. Well, what do you think, Rodwell? What's your take in terms of for a team that didn't make it last year, that you feel will make it this year?
For me, the front runners on this list is Dolphins, the Ravens, Chargers, and the Colts. We're
not talking about front runners. We need you to pick one team, just one team.
Yeah, one team. Like, this kid is so indecisive, bro.
Well, I'm going with the Ravens then. I think Lamar Jackson.
You said the Ravens?
The Ravens.
The Ravens?
I think Lamar Jackson is going to come out, have MVP type year, clear up his name. J.K. Dobbins coming back. He'll be having them in the backfield. Last year they had like the 3 running back committee, and then major injuries on the running back side. I think Lamar Jackson has an MVP type year, and I think he gives Mahomes and Burrow roughly money for that division for sure.
Yeah, I can't fight you so much on that. That's kind of another one of my points where I feel like the Chiefs won't make it because there's so many good teams in the AFC.
Yeah,
I feel like that's why I feel like
that division alone is tough, man. Because like you said, if Deshaun plays, then you got the Browns. If Pittsburgh can figure out their quarterback situation and put the right guy in charge of it, you got that. Then you got Lamar and you got Joe Burrow. Like that's a very, very tough division to play.
The AFC is it's just a very difficult conference this year. For a lot of these, there's a lot of
the Broncos are in that division too, ain't it?
And that division too, yep. The
Broncos. You got Russell, but that's a tough division, man.
Yeah. Adonis, what's your take? Team that didn't make it last year that you feel will make it this year?
My take is in the same division as the Broncos. I think the Chargers gonna make it. I think re-signing Mike Williams. I know he's happy and he's gonna have a great year. Justin Herbert. Oh man, that boy is nice. I feel like he's gonna be top 3 in MVP this upcoming season. Getting J.C. Jackson, Khalil Mack. I think the defense is gonna be better. I think the offense is straight. I think I love Austin Eckler. I'm a big Austin Eckler fan. He's so nice. He can catch, he can run the ball. He's so elusive. They just have a great team. And that's it. I feel like the offensive line could get better, but Justin Herbert 6'5", 6'6", so he could stand his ground. So that's my opinion about the Chargers.
I can't really fight you too much on that with the Chargers. I mean, they almost made it last year, and I feel like they got at least a little bit better this year.
Only thing is defensively they got a lot better, and that's what the problem was all year because they were getting into these 40
Shootouts.
40 shootouts, and they
Yeah,
were
with
losing.
the Browns.
So
Yeah.
they
All they holding them back is their schedule. That's it. Like their division, that's all they're holding them back. But
Yeah.
everything else, I think they have the talent, just like the Dolphins. Yeah, like talent is okay. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I didn't pick anybody because there's a lot of good teams in the what is that, the AFC West. But that's the problem. There's a lot of good teams. That's why I didn't pick anybody in there. That's why I picked Miami because I feel like even though the division got better, but it's not the AFC West. So that's why I was like, Miami has maybe a better chance. But yeah, I mean that's it for us for this first episode. I hope you guys like it. Please, let us know in the comments what y'all think. If you agree with the takes, if y'all disagree with the takes, and what y'all want us to talk about in the next segment, and we'll try to do our best. Because this show is for y'all. See what y'all think about it, and always like and subscribe, man. This is the Ultimate Trio.
Guys, hit that red button, hit that like button. That's for the show.
It's the Ultimate Trio, and we out, baby. Till next time.
Slime.
And